Hell yeah, the 2016 action movie Code of Honor starring the one and the only Steven Seagal. Get ready for some groundbreaking hand-waving techniques, maybe a gun or two, and of course the pinnacle of acting. Steven Seagal playing either a cop or, if we are lucky enough, a CIA agent. And there he is, perched on the tower like modern-day Rapunzel, with two ponytails back and front, a fashionable scarf to complete the look, and surrounded by guns, as he waits for some shady persons to show up for their shady business. Just like real life drug deals happen. Motorbikes, grim looks, suitcases, and of course, who could forget White Snow sommelier, eager to check the quality of the stuff on tip of his tongue. Classic. But before he can take a lick, Steven Seagal takes out the shady people one by one with his awesome sniper skills. Why settle with the sniper rifle when you can have an auto-aiming one with unlimited ammo? Deliberate change in the weapon? There is no hurry, take your time. Mobs can wait you standing under the fire and continue shooting in random directions. Finally, there happens to be one smart guy trying to escape with the money case. But little does he know, Steven can blow up cars with the help of little lighter. The police arrives to the crime scene, and the smartest Detective Patterson climbs up the tower to talk to an FBI agent, William Porter, and finds out that Steven is also known as Colonel Sikes, and he is capable of replacing a small army and has taken out both gangs single-handedly.
Just one.
We saw another guy helping, so maybe not so sure about that. Meanwhile, Colonel Sikes is chilling at a strip club, creeping out the young dancers.
The scary guy in the back isn't tipping.
And after some quality time, he very slowly leaves the club and... Okay, so yeah, he just okay. He blew up all of those innocent people in the club just for and for some not so obvious reason, Detective Patterson is not sure if he should arrest the maniac or thank him.
We're looking for someone to arrest or to thank, Rodriguez.
I'll vote for arrest.
Is it for what? Arresting me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
By a stroke of luck, 3 girls survived the horrific act of terrorism, with one of them, Carrie, leaving just before the explosion to pick up her son. She tells Sergeant Porter about the creepy guy she saw at the club, but she can't provide much information, even though she paid close attention at him. But it doesn't matter. Steven shows up at the crime scene with all of those cops, press, for the great lulz.
It's him.
And the special agent isn't quick enough to catch him. I'd pay 3 times more than movie rental cost just to see how Colonel Sikes escapes from the scene. Eventually, Agent Porter decides to uncover the true story about the great Colonel Sikes to the Detective Patterson and a saucy-looking captain.
He doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't sleep around, and he's been on special ops missions all around the world, usually with entire armies chasing him down.
Porter tries to paint Sikes as a highly skilled, elusive ninja shadow, which is, excuse me, but hard to believe. I can tolerate some creative liberties in movies, like when they are due to low budget or something, but this man does not look like an invisible ninja. You can easily spot Colonel Sikes from a mile away, at the very least. The next morning, Sikes starts with a cup of rage against 2 young lost souls and leaves deep psychological scars in 2 police women who look like NPCs pointing a shotgun aimlessly, while a huge bubble with a rifle watches them from a huge hole in a nearby building. In the meantime, Vincent Romana, the second main villain, becomes horny and spends time in a photo printing room examining spicy photos that another guy is throwing in his face.
I want this girl here. Now.
Vincent, there are a few things you need to know about relating to women. And the first thing to do is not being their boss. That's pretty crucial. Colonel Sikes again senselessly killing people for no obvious reason while relaxing in a chair and listening to a podcast. I don't understand who are all of his victims and why he kills this guy and not this woman. She picks up money from a dead body. Quite creepy. Mobs finally decide to break into Kara's house to smell her, and little do they know Agent Porter is right behind the now fixed door. It's broken again. Okay. He unleashes his special ops skills on mobs in a not-so-bad action scene, only to be saved by a lazy, crazy bubble ninja.
Would you give your life to save the world if nobody knew you did it? See, that's the difference between you and me.
Steven, the difference between you and most people I know, you wouldn't even get up from your chair if no one knew. What do you think about this rifle-wielding maniac killing people right and left while listening to podcasts, Neil?
He's an asshole.
This boy is... oh yeah... She doesn't really care. Carrie Green pays a visit to Agent Porter and convinces him to let her stay in his motel room by playing the Sun card. Clumsy Detective Patterson, the one who tends to think violent criminals instead of arresting them, speaks to a sus-looking captain. I can't help but thinking there is something fishy about his look. I don't know. His stares... Sus. So, Detective Patterson tries to convince Captain that he is unable to catch a bubble, covered with scarves, juggling sniper rifles, firing at whatever the hell he wants. Agent Porter rushes in and claims that he'll see the guy in the nightclub in a couple of hours. They had an agreement to chill there. Of course, William says that there shouldn't be any cop in sight. Otherwise, Steven Seagal was about to show us another running masterclass. So the cop decided to hide on a rooftop. Anyway, it seems to be 100% unnecessary because Steven is chilling in a nightclub surrounded by dancing people and loud music. He wouldn't have noticed anything even if the whole army was there. So two old pals have a nice chat, during which Colonel Sikes lights up cigars, gives a common villain speech justifying his twisted justice by pointing out Agent Porter's alcohol addiction.
If I'm the bad guy, what does that make you?
Bro, it makes him a guy with some addiction problems. Like... most of the people in the world. You're addicted to lighting cigars, he likes to binge drink, at least it doesn't make him bombing people. At the end of the conversation, Colonel Sikes threatens to blow up the whole place with all of those innocent people inside if Agent Porter tries to catch him.
You're sitting on a chair that has a bomb underneath it, kind of like the bomb that we used to take out that Iraqi general. Everybody gonna die.
Okay, after such threats, even if it is just a bluff, I kinda begin to hate Colonel Sikes. He leaves his friend sitting on a chair in a hive full of bloodthirsty bandits, who start shooting at anything but Agent Porter. As the bandits don't bother to take cover, William easily takes them out while still sitting on the mined chair. Eventually the second main villain, Vincent Romano, rushes to the dance floor and starts to firing his ammo to the bulletproof tables. You just don't have to shoot at those chairs. Don't you see that this cover is more reliable than a bunker? Still he manages to injure Porter's hand when Agent waved it in greeting. And finally the police arrive to put an end to all the circus and arrest Romano. Just to remind you, Vincent never killed anyone in the whole movie. He was just hanging out with his buddies and watching TV news. Then Agent Porter starts waving his gun around in the crowded club, which Vincent owes, so he has to stop him. At the beginning, yeah, there was an episode when Vincent interrogates the junkie who survived the first massacre Colonel Sikes made in the opening scene.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, it sounds like a kill order, but later Vincent gave the junkie a promotion to lead a strike team. And who ended up killing him? The real bad guy, Colonel Sikes. The same Colonel Sikes who left the junkie alive after the massacre for some reason I don't really know.
All he did was try to defend himself inside his own place of business.
Thank you.
He didn't kill anybody, he didn't shoot anybody.
Exactly. But Colonel Sikes surely did. He is a true psycho, causing deaths of innocent people here and... Well, that's it. A simple shot on a chair from another city takes down one of the main villains with an auto-aiming bullet. After that we see our shadow ninja sitting in a hotel room listening to TV news and... Wait, what's this? Why is he stroking his knife now? All of a sudden, the mayor, deservedly so, calls him a domestic terrorist.
And is nothing short of a domestic terrorist.
And this quite accurate description is enough for Sikes to get so offended that he starts to scramble his rifle with a knife. Plot twist alert. Two FBI agents show up and it turns out to be that our main man, Agent Porter, is actually not an agent at all.
Who's Porter?
We don't know anybody by that name.
There is no William Porter with the Bureau.
Whoops. Guess his name isn't Porter as well. It turns out that the whole police department didn't bother to check his identity, just took his word and a toy FBI badge.
Well, he had a badge just like yours.
He makes a prank call, letting cops track his position, and tells them that Steven got offended by the mayor's words and is about to whack the guy. In the meantime, TV anchor, the main source of information for everybody in the movie, is being led to an abandoned building where Steven is sitting on a toilet in the dark and lighting up fireworks. Can't stop lighting things up, don't you? Sikes mumbles something about his sneaky plan. I'm a man with a plan. And boom! Minus 2 more innocent, defenseless people. Time to laugh about it, right, detective?
Well, nobody's gonna beat you in the ratings tomorrow, Jerry.
Nah, I wouldn't make fun of a good reporter who lost his life doing his job. Anyway, another shocking plot twist. We find out that Sikes is just a figment of William Porter's imagination. Seems like having drinking made him lose his mind, and now he is switching back and forth with his co-soldier Sikes and himself. That explains some things. I must say, unexpectedly, not that bad plot twist. Yeah, he didn't change his name and went on with the real one to make an FBI fake ID, so it would be easy to uncover the truth about him. But still pretty good plot twist. I totally didn't see it coming. So Porter kills the mayor in the middle of an interesting situation without any problem. Killing the mayor, just as simple as that. They don't even bother to lock the doors. And... oh, never mind. This is really Sikes is actually alive. No twist after all for us. Just, you know, when this guy walks away, this is not Steven Seagal. Not even close. Seagal would look somewhat like this. After killing the mayor, Sikes decides to play with his gun on the rooftop instead of leaving the crime scene as soon as possible. And William, there is no need to be that sneaky. The guy is probably deaf.
You never remember to look behind you either.
And definitely not... don't... Man. They have a nice chat again. Steven claims that he is done.
I'm done.
And yeah, an epic fight during which Seagal wouldn't get any punch, of course. Who wouldn't doubt that? Why are there different people now? What the hell is happening? Okay, after using Porter as a punching bag, Sikes decides to take out his knife and... I warned you, stay away from those knives. Now Sikes realizes that this knife handling was way too embarrassing and makes a graceful exit. Elegant in its perfection. Just in time, just before 2 perfectly green-screened FBI agents start to shoot at Porter. Unfortunately, Sikes doesn't die from the fall and instead gets a pretty messy exit wound from some broken glass. Wouldn't you know it? He just happened to bring the whole medkit with him. And holy crap, did he hold this C4 with him all the time? 2 of them? What else is he going to pull out? And a sniper rifle? Big Mac? Oh, just another knife. Alright. I thought you were done with them, but no, another hilarious knife fight. Okay, now Sikes gets completely embarrassed with it and blows up both C4s. Finally, this rabid animal goes straight to hell. The feds still don't believe Sikes existed and still think that Porter was alone, even though they clearly have seen Colonel staring at them just before explosion. Anyway, cops find out a visibly thinner dead body and think that it is Porter, but it turns out that he is still alive and let his stripper friend and her son know good news. I don't understand her part in this movie. What did she do? Did she learn something? Got a new job, stopped being a stripper, to care about her... what? I don't understand what she was here for. Anyway, that was the first Seagal's movie I've watched after Under Siege 2, and must say that next time I'd see a Seagal's movie, I'd prefer to see him fighting. I mean, even though it is silly and ridiculous, but if Seagal's supposed to be the main martial art hero, let him show off his skills. Why did they have to replace Seagal with different people all over the place? Those replacements were absolutely unnecessary. What, he couldn't stand a few seconds by this guy without being replaced? Anyway, till the next time, cheers.